God damn it. Hey everybody, Henneman Glendora here, and this is Fairy Tale February. We're on the Edolas Arc, and God damn it. That's one time. That's one time, series. One time that you've made me shed a tear. Yes, I actually shed a tear in this arc. Even though this arc has so many problems. So, I'll get to what made me shed the tear in a bit. Uh, this in this arc, we finally find out what the fuck Mystigan's deal is, and I was right on the parallel world theory. Uh, it's like I watch anime a lot. Weird. Uh, and I was hoping that they would do something at least a little bit different. Um, like as to why he had to be here. Like I was hoping maybe like he was banished and he can never return. He was banished to this world and can never return. But no, no, he chose to come here in order to stop a bunch of these portals that lead to Edolas in order to close them. And now, instead of dealing with the problem in his home world, he knows how to stop it because he's the prince of that world. He has that information. He knows how to stop the port. He knows how to stop the portals, how to sabotage them. He could have easily done that. But no, no, he has to come here where there's no way of stopping it. Where he has to come here and where there's no way of stopping it and try to close it from there. It's just think, Mystigan. You're supposed to be smarter than this. And apparently, Mystigan was the one that took care of Wendy for a while, which I saw that coming a mile. I saw that coming a mile away because, well, Seghart was busy at the Tower of Heaven at that time, so there's no possible way he could have taken care of. He could have taken care of Wendy, and so uh, the entire town gets sucked up into one of these portals that leads to Edolas, and leaves. And the only ones it leaves behind are the Dragon Slayers, uh, Happy, and Carla, and Lucy, because her grandfather clock spirit showed up at the last second to save her. So she was unaffected. And it's up to all of them to save their entire town and the guild. And yeah. Yeah. So uh, oh, I apologize. I just went through the entire arc and I'm tired now. Um and yeah, so they go to Edolas, find out that in this world there is copies of everybody, and everyone's like essentially like the opposite of where they are in their world. Natsu's a coward. Lucy's a psychotic nutcase. Um, Urza is a villain. Gray hates the cold. So on and so forth. And and yeah, also the two gunslinger characters are all lovey-dovey and Edolas, and I'm like, oh god, just have those two to get together. I know it's gonna happen soon. I know it's gonna happen. They're constantly fawning over each other in the regular world. All they ever talk about is one another. It's clear that they like each other. Just fucking get together so we don't have to pay attention to you anymore. Ugh. And so they end up working together. So all these the Dragon Slayers and Lucy all work together to free Gray and Urza. So that they can go against the entire kingdom, fight against the entire kingdom, and we end up meeting the Edolas version of Lizana, who it turns out is not even the Edolas version of Lizana. It's their Lizana, and when she died, she was actually taken away to Edolas. It's not explained how that worked. How I still have no clue how that worked, how that was supposed to happen. This arc has so many problems in it. The biggest one is that in Edolas, they can't use their magic. They can't use their magic because the explanation given for it is that Edolas is losing its magic. Edolas is losing the magic, is losing magic in the earth. So their magic won't work as well. Okay, well, I can see how that would work for Lucy and Urza and Gray, or Musica too. But here's the thing. The Dragon Slayers don't work like that. They don't. Dragon Slayers take magic from what I've seen, Dragon Slayers take magic from within themselves. And this is even stated in the arc, that all of their magical power resides within them, inside their bodies, and that they draw upon that power in order to produce magic. They're not drawing from the planet, unlike all the other wizards. Dragon Slayers draw from their own power, not the planet's power. So this whole, there's no magic left in the earth, that shouldn't affect the Dragon Slayers. They should be allowed to use their magic because it's not the planet's magic they're using, it's their own. And besides that, why is it that they call it Earthland? Why is it that Earthland wizards are affected by this at all? Sure, Edolas wizards are affected by this because this is their home. But these guys are coming from a land full of magic. They should already be able to use the magic that they currently have. When they run out, then they won't be able to use any more magic. That would make sense. Because they can't draw upon magic from their world anymore. They've run out of the magic they had from that one. But it's never explained how this works, how this is supposed to work. It's constantly contradicting itself. And this is one of the major problems that I have with Fairy Tail. And I didn't want to say anything before because I didn't have a good example. But now I do. The fucking logic. Now, people will often blame things that don't add up on anime logic. But here's the thing that most people don't realize. Every anime series has its own logic. You need to follow that anime's logic. If you get into the mindset of the anime, you'll find that a lot of these things that you thought didn't add up actually make sense. It happens with Naruto, with Bleach. Hell, even One Piece does this. Even One Piece does this, where it has its own logic to where everything can make sense. All this bullshit can make sense. But with Fairy Tail, it has its logic. It has logic that I've learned about throughout the course of the arcs that I've watched. It has its own logic, but in the Edolas Arc, that logic goes right the fuck out the window and just contradicts everything that logic dictates for this anime. That this anime's logic, not real world logic, the anime's logic. Because every anime has its own logic. Don't think about real world logic. Think about what logic lies within the anime itself. And yet, the logic that the anime had built up, it ignores. It ignores every chance it gets. And this is a prime example of that. Where the logic is that the Dragon Slayers can use magic whenever they want. But because they are taking it from their own body. But suddenly they enter Edolas, whose magic resides in the earth, and suddenly they can't use their magic. All of a sudden, they have to draw energy from the earth, even though they've never had to do that before in their lives. You see what I mean? And, okay, now I gotta get this finished because I got 3 minutes left of recording. So, the part that made me cry is when they were heading up to the giant lacrima that all of their friends were stuck in, that was heading for the XC village, and Happy and Carla are from Edolas, apparently. They're heading to it, and they're all trying to stop it. They're all pushing as hard as they can, trying to get the lacrima away from this village. And they end up, and Natsu ends up having this big speech, and it was one of the few times when I actually had the slightest bit of respect for him, and that's why I'm not calling him Pinky right now. It was the one time I actually had the slightest bit of respect for him, and that respect quickly went away after the scene was over. But just seeing them do that, and then I see all of the X-Seeds coming and giving all these emotional words, all these emotional speeches, and just seeing all of the X-Seeds who had hated humans for years up until this point were now helping out, not to save their home, but to save Fairy Tail's home, to help Fairy Tail. They're doing this selfless act, and that really hit me. That really hit me. And that actually made me shed a tear. So, I can't help it. I gotta give this a good rating. I'm not an 8. 6 wouldn't be 7. I'll say 7. That seems fair. 7 out of 10. Positive 7, not a negative. And it was shitty up until the end. The last 6-7 episodes really made the arc. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and tune in next time. Alright. Take care, everyone.